In today's video, I'm going to show you a very easy and simple framework for creating online courses. And don't forget to subscribe because I release videos like this each and every week. Hey everybody, Dan Henry here, founder of 𝐃𝐚𝐧 and author of the Wall Street Journal best-selling book, Digital Millionaire Secrets, which teaches you how to sell your advice online. So today, let's talk about a framework for creating an online course. One of the things that I hear all the time from people that want to create an online course is, how do I structure it? How do I map out the modules? How do I organize everything? What's the framework for it? Well, believe it or not, it's the same framework for a coaching program, a consulting program, even a mastermind. The framework is the same. And I'm going to show you the framework that I've used that has been the stable in every single online course, coaching program, or even mastermind that I've created. And this is now going on upwards of $20 million that we've generated in gross sales using this framework. So it's a good framework, and I highly suggest that you use it. So let's jump over to the whiteboard. Now, this is very simple. In fact, it's so simple that you almost think it's too easy or too simplified. But honestly, that's why people love this, is because it's simple. So here's what we do. We first understand what the goal is. There has to be a tangible, or what I call a QER, a quantifiable end result, where your audience, your people want to be. And if you're not sure what industry to pick, or what niche to pick, or who your audience is, or at what point to begin creating your online course, watch some of my other videos on the channel because I go over that in depth. But for this video, we're just talking about how to lay out your program. So let's start with the end in mind over here. So this is where our customer becomes happy. This is where our student becomes happy because they've accomplished a thing. They accomplished the thing that they want to accomplish. So if, for instance, it is a paid speaking course and it's for beginner speakers, well, we might decide that they want to they want to book and get paid for their very first paid speaking gig. So that's the quantifiable end result. You can't just make a course on speaking, right? That's why people don't buy courses, because there's no end result. There's no quantifiable end result. It's just this vague sort of, it'll help me with speaking. You got to say, by the end of this course, you will accomplish this. That is the promise. And if you do that, it's going to be a lot easier to sell your course and people will want it more. So let's just say the end result is first paid gig for a speaker. So now we got to say, okay, that's where they want to be. But where are they beginning? Where are they right now? So we draw another line, and this is where they are right now. And they're sad because they're like, well, I'm at the beginning. I don't have this yet. So let's just say that they literally have never spoken on stage. They don't even exactly know what they're going to speak on. So we'll say never spoke / not sure of speech, what their speech would be on, right? So now all we have to do is now that we've identified, and by the way, if you're wondering, well, how do I know where they are and where they want to be? I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So in the meantime, once we know where this is, we want to draw a line. Okay? And now we want to say to ourselves, okay, they have never spoken. They're not sure what they want to do. They're not sure what they want to speak about. But we know they want to get their first paid gig. So now we start mapping out the major roadblocks or major milestones of what has to happen from here to here. And you can always just look back at your journey. You can say, okay, well, I was once at this point, and then I got to this point. What happened, and what roadblocks did I overcome as I went, and in what order? So let's just say that the first one is to define speech. So maybe the first module, you help them define speech, right? The second module, you help them research events. Okay, so they need to now research, now that they have their speech, they need to research all the events that they could potentially speak at. So then next, they need to craft their pitch for the events, okay? And this is where they craft their pricing and what they're going to say, etc., blah, 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 all that. And then we'll say pitch. And this is where you teach them what to do when they're pitching, how to respond to certain things, how to negotiate, all that. And when that's done, boom, they've landed their first paid gig. It's really that simple. So they start with not knowing what to speak about, never speaking, and they want to get to their first paid gig. And so you think back and you go, well, the first thing I did was I defined my speech. Then I researched events. Then I crafted a pitch. Then I pitched them, and I got my first gig. Done. And now each one of these are modules. And in these modules are the lessons or steps to accomplish each thing, right? And so maybe this one is find your why, make an outline, whatever. This one is, look at this website, make a list of 100 speeches, make sure that they don't conflict, blah, 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 blah. And then you just go down the line. And when somebody begins here and they go through your program, they should reasonably, if they follow everything, achieve this thing. And when they do that, now you're going to have all these people who are happy customers talking about how they landed their first paid gig, and that's just going to drive more and more and more sales and traffic for this. Now, you might be saying to yourself a few questions. You might be asking, well, Dan, this is great, but how do I know what people are struggling with? How do I know where they are beginning? How do I know where they are ending? And as well, you might ask, okay, well, even if I do know that, how do I pick the end result that I think I can deliver on and I don't promise too much? Or what if I promise too little? Will anybody care? Let me just say this. Some of the best and most profitable online courses and even coaching programs I've ever seen have small wins. A small win that you can, like I'm not saying you're going to be $1 million speaker. I'm just saying you're going to land your first paid gig. And I'm going to tell you right now, a course like this that will get a small win but will do it well and it's reasonable and it's quantifiable and it's something you can actually do will sell a lot more than a course that promises the world and doesn't deliver or doesn't deliver as much. Because the more people that get this as an actual achievement, the more people that get to this point, that get from here to here, the more people that accomplish it, the better this program's going to look. But if you say, oh, 7-figure speaker, it's like, well, how many people are going to really do that compared to the amount of people that are going to land their first gig? So don't think that you need to choose some far off, unreasonable goal. It can be a small goal, and you can have a very profitable online course. Now, if you're wondering the final question, well, how do I know where they are right now and where they begin? In order to do that, you would do market research, what I call market research. So I always do market research, a very specific, systematic way to research my market, to know that I make an outline, I do a beta launch, and then I might adjust my outline or adjust my marketing based on the results of that beta launch. Now, if that is sort of blowing your mind and you're not really sure about what I mean by that, that's okay, because I cover it in my book, Digital Millionaire Secrets. And if you grab a copy of this book, it'll explain the whole thing. But this right here is the basic formula for creating an online course, and I do cover that in this book as well. So if you enjoyed this video, you should read the book because I go in depth. Also, if you have read the book, then I'll leave a link below in the description where you can book a call with my team if you're interested in having my team help you build your online course or coaching program and make it profitable. And if you haven't read the book yet, I'll give you a free copy. Just pay for shipping, and I'll put that in the description below as well. Don't forget to subscribe because I do release new videos like this each and every week, and I'll see you in the next one.